What up, beautiful people? So I want to talk about how I shifted my mindset to live more authentically. So the first thing that I did was I stopped watching so much TV. I stopped consuming so much television, so much movies. I know we're in the holiday time and I know you guys want to watch Christmas movies, and I don't blame you. I love it. I love watching the Santa Claus. But aside from the holidays, I don't watch so much TV. I really stopped. Growing up, me and my siblings, me and my sisters, we was always forced to watch so much TV because my parents, they would not want to take us out. And we would get into this habit of just being watching TV all the time. We wouldn't hang out with our friends. We wouldn't hang out with our family. We would always cancel events. I was becoming so lazy. And when you're watching so much television, you're consuming so much shows and movies that is not really educational or inspirational, or it's not teaching you anything. It's not motivating you. It's not inspiring you. You become really lazy. You start to have a fixed mindset where you start to limit yourself and you have restrictions over yourself because you want so much better and you want greater, but you make excuses. And you start to become lazy. You start to poison your dreams. When I would just work and I would just come home, watch television, I didn't have no goals. I wasn't setting up any aspirations for myself. I wasn't having any desires. Like, I would probably have desires of things that I wanted to do, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's never gonna happen. I was already telling myself, like, it's not possible, at least for me. Like, this is my life. Like, when you start to consume so much television, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna get so lazy. Your mind is gonna be so consumed and mind control, where you start to have a fixed mindset, where you start to have a limited belief on yourself. You distracting yourself from your goals, from your vision. You're forgetting what's going on in your everyday life. You forget about you. You don't even know who you are anymore. And that's what was happening to me. I had to limit myself. Even when people come over to my house and they just want to watch movies, they just want to watch TV, I tell them, like, I'm not the friend for that. I'd rather listen to a podcast, or I'd rather watch YouTube and learn about something and grow, or read a book. And that's another thing I have done. I stopped listening to so much music. I love music, but it's to the point where the music that I was listening to, it wasn't teaching me anything. It was just teaching me how to twerk. It gave me that feeling of feeling hype, but I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't growing. I started listening to more podcasts. I started investing in myself. So one thing how I learned how to shift my mindset is I started investing in myself. Instead of watching Friends or binge watching Netflix, I just started writing down my goals of where I wanted to be in life. How can I be that person? I started to make a vision board for me. I cut off the TV and I went through a moment where I had to find myself. And I knew finding myself, I had to cut off all distractions around me. Listening to music is another thing. I love music, but if it's not helping me grow, if it's not helping me elevate, if it's just teaching me how to twerk, I'd rather just listen to podcasts. And I listen to Steve Harvey, I listen to Jay Shetty, I listen to Joel Osteen. And these kind of podcasts, it helped me look at life a little bit more differently. Instead of thinking that life is dark and we're in the rat race all the time, it shifted my perspective. Like, before I started listening to podcasts, I was going through a depression and I always had anxiety. Now that I listen to Steve Harvey and Joel Osteen and Jay Shetty, it just made me look at myself more different. Like, I have the power to change my life. And no matter who's around me, no matter what circumstance I have, I would not let it throw me off, because there's so many people that don't have nothing today and can be something tomorrow. And I started reprogramming my mind and I started writing daily affirmations like, I am worthy of this life. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of abundance. The life that you have right now, you don't have to settle for it if you don't want it. If you want better, if you want greater, you don't have to settle. But the first thing you have to do is change your mindset. The next thing I did to change my mindset is I cut off the people that was holding me back. I had to limit my access to these people. When you know you have friends and you have family and they don't believe in themselves and they're delaying their own goals, it poisons you. It poisons you of your goals, because you're going to have people in your ear telling you, that's not possible. How can you do that? You're gonna have outside noise and outside distractions, people in your ear telling you that you can't succeed, you can't win, you can't do something better for your life. You know why? Because they're damaged dreamers. And what I notice about these people is that when someone is a damaged dreamer, it's coming from a place of dumb. They limit themselves and their goals and their desires, and they believe that they can't do it for themselves, so they're gonna project that onto you. So that's what I've done. I had to limit myself and distance myself from people that was holding me back, delaying me from my purpose, got me spending my money every single week. Like every single week, if there's an event that I really don't care about, that has nothing to do with me, if I always have to waste money on people or birthdays or events that really don't benefit me, and I'm not around these people like that, I just chose to distance myself. I'd rather just be home on the weekends and focus on my goals and keep my vision big. It's so easy to get discouraged. It's so easy to get unmotivated, uninspired. But it's hard. It's hard to maintain that vision in your head that you can do better, that you weren't greater. It is so hard. So you got to limit the distractions, the outside noise, and the naysayers to get you to where you want to be, so you can keep having that faith and you could keep that faith alive and that vision strong. So people that was hurting my growth and was poisoning my dream, I had to get rid of them. If these are your close family and your friends, you don't got to cut them off, but you got to limit access. You got to limit contact with them. Work on yourself for about a couple of months. You're going to see how your life can change, how your mindset can change. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be rich tomorrow, but what I'm saying is that where you are right now is not where you're going to be in a couple of months. If you keep working on you, if you keep striving to do better, if you keep holding on to that vision. I didn't really have people supporting me, uplifting me, giving me words of encouragement. I was around people that they give bad advice. They just don't know how to talk. They don't know how to lift you up. That's why I started my YouTube channel. That's why I started my podcast. Because what I'm doing for y'all, that's what I wanted in my relationships. That's what I wanted in my close circle. And I never had that. Me doing this for y'all in a way is healing me. And it changed my mindset so much. Because before I was really depressed. I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know which direction to go. But when I started cutting off television for a temporary distraction, and I started really focusing on me, getting to know who I am, started writing my goals down, I also started listening to podcasts that was gonna help me grow, teach me, point me to the right direction, give me a sense of where I'm supposed to be in my journey and how to navigate the process of where I was to where I want to be. And I started watching YouTube videos, not videos to just laugh, to just smile. It was just videos to helping me learn, to helping me grow. And that's what I love to do. I love to learn. I love to grow. I want to expand my life. I want to have a life of abundance. I don't want to stay stagnant. And I also started reading books. I read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Dynamite. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I just started reading these books. It's really helpful. It changed the game a lot for me. And I'm not exactly where I want to be in my life, but I'm not where I was, where my mindset was so limited, where I just didn't believe I would have went higher, and I didn't believe there was more for me. Once you know there's potential in you, when you wake up every single day and you go to bed every single night and you're like, there's something more for me in life, tap into that. Don't ignore that. And that's what I did. That's how I shifted my mindset. So I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy your holidays, and I'll be back for more videos.